Hello, everyone. First off, I'd like to start off with a question, and I want you all to be totally honest when answering. Have you checked your phone within the last 15, 20 minutes? I'd say that chances are that most of us did. We live in a world where we're more connected than ever. At any moment, we can send a message, like a photo, or share thoughts with hundreds, even thousands of people. However, beneath all of this connectivity, between all of us lies the question, why is it that even though we're so connected, there's been more cases of people feeling disconnected than ever before? Today, I want to explore this paradox of being connected, yet disconnected with you. I'll give you a moment to think about how social media makes us feel like we've created a connection with others, how it sparks comparisons, leaving us doubting ourselves and the environment that we surround ourselves with, as well as how we sometimes need a face-to-face interaction in order to spark up a true connection with one another. I'd like to continue by asking you another question. This is more to the younger audience. How often do you mindlessly scroll on Instagram stories, see all about what your friends are doing and how they're doing, and think that you're all caught up with that friend and that you know how they're doing, how everything is going with them? Social media makes us feel close to others, or at least we'd like to think so. Through social media, we can communicate with others at any time. The question now lies again, how is it that even though we can communicate so much, we feel so isolated amongst ourselves? The answer to this is that when we feel a genuine human interaction and when we interact with others at social media, it sparks up the same reward centers in our brains, which are called the mesolimbic dopamine systems. These systems release dopamine, which we get from regular things that satisfy us, such as food, addictive substances, or sex. However, I've just told you that we get a genuine connection from both social media and true human interactions. So you might be wondering, what is the difference between the two? How is it that we feel so isolated then? The difference between the two is in the depth of the experience. Through social media, we don't get the lasting fulfillment and the feeling of purpose and meaning that we get from true interactions. In addition, social media exploits a psychological principle called the variable reward schedules. Rewards such as likes and comments are very unpredictable. This unpredictability keeps users hooked, much like gamblers at a slot machine. There's more to the psychological impact of social media on us. So I want you to imagine this scenario. You're scrolling through, let's say, Snapchat stories. You see one of your friends posting about how she had her perfect aesthetic road trip, another friend posting about their perfect grades or their newest college acceptance letter, which is a relatable topic for some of us, and another friend posting about her newest shopping spree with the caption, "Treat yourself," and it's her third time that week when it's a Thursday morning. When we see photos like this, we tend to compare ourselves and compare our life and our success to theirs. This can lead to a distorted perception of success and happiness. What we continuously fail to realize is that our perception of happiness doesn't have to depend on that. We see perfectly edited snapshots that people choose to post. Out of that one post, there's 100 outtakes. We could be comparing our first chapter to their 10th. In order to make you feel and understand that term better, I'll give you an example. Let's say you see a classmate post about how they aced their newest math competition. You feel a little disheartened because you know you can't achieve that, even though you're in the same class, you're supposed to be on the same level, right? However, what you don't realize is that that is their 10th chapter. That is after years of hard work and effort. However, you're still on your first chapter and you're still trying to develop and evolve in that subject. In addition, you might be now wondering, so what happens next? What do I do? How do I go onward after this? Let's say social media per se is not the problem. It's a tool, and its effect solely relies on how we as humans decide to use it. Just let us visualize a world where social media is a tool or a means of communication which can help us add in our conversations and relationships rather than destroying them. Let us visualize a world where we discuss through comments and it adds on our personal conversations as well, rather than completely not having them. This is not a far-fetched fantasy. This is something that's real and achievable by minor adjustments to the way that we think, to the way that all of us think. Let's say we use social media the way that it was intended for. Let's visualize a world where instead of trying to replace our connections by using social media, we try to improve them by using it. Let us visualize a world where where we change our focus to what's actually important. And that, everyone, is relationships. Being there and being real. Let us visualize a world where social media means being connected, understanding that being connected means being connected in all ways. Thank you.